A very good morning to you. Always a pleasure to know you're watching us here at Plus TV Africa. This is Off the Press, a program where we bring you up to speed on all the latest headlines making the round in a newspaper review. I'm riding solo today. Hopefully, you and I, we can do this together. Take a look at the headlines and then you go grab a copy and read details for yourself. My name is Felicity Civic, by the way. All right, we have the Punch newspaper first up for review. Senate fumes as number of Nigerians murdered in South Africa rises to 127. FG monitors CIIN Deputy Director's death probe in South Africa. That's it on your screen. You're also looking at the story on Shiites becoming insurgents like Boko Haram, says reps. Senate seeks more security. Talking about the protest at the House the other day that saw a breach of the first gate. They almost got in, but for the timely intervention, some people were injured and, of course, properties destroyed, vehicles particularly. You're also looking at the NGF decries continuous payment of fuel subsidy. That's the Nigerian Governors Forum. Nigeria's debt rises to 24.95 trillion naira in 2 years. Details of that is on page 25. We seem to be borrowing so much, but experts say it's not such a bad thing. Sometimes we need it in order for us to do developmental projects. But of course, again, how we pay back is the issue. I'm no expert on that, but you might want to go read. It's on page 25 of the paper. And of course, the Super Eagles, they shoot down Bafana 2-1 to reach AFCON semi-finals. A lot of cheers for them, it seems, a lot of celebration. And the Punch is not hiding how excited they are about it with those pictures on your screen now. Eagles shoot down Bafana 2-1 to reach AFCON semi-finals. Congratulations to them. Scores injured, not so good now. Scores injured as Abiodun Akinlade supporters clash at tribunal. NAFDAC shuts 3 Pomo factories in Lagos, arrest man for tampering with seal. There is this thing about them using an embalmment chemical to preserve the Pomo that they sell. I wonder how they are able to do this without thinking of the consequences. Well, we're happy that Lagos State is not taking any chances with it, and they're cracking down on these unscrupulous individuals. You can read details of all they're doing on page 4 and 5 of the paper. Fatoyibo is not forgotten yet. The case is still on, as the story here. Fatoyibo, Aisha Buhari kicks as Abiara calls for caution. Her comment is on page 43 of the paper. Let's go see what's on the back page now. That's it. El-Rufai's two-country lie. Thursdays with Abimbola Adelakun. Eaglets learn World Cup foes today. Okay, that's about it. And this very bad-looking picture, let me say it that way, for lack of a more TV-friendly word. There's a picture on the back page of the paper captured on expression. It shows a drainage. There you have it. At Obalande in Lagos. That's unsightly. I'm sure if you see it, you wouldn't want to go eat anything this morning. So just take your eyes off it. Let's go to the Nation newspaper. Please take it off so we can look at the Nation newspaper now. Thank you very much. All right, the Nation newspaper up. Let's see what's on the front page. Buhari hails Super Eagles as team zooms in to semi-final. The Punch also has that. There's a picture. There you have it, a victorious Super Eagles, happy that they were true to the semi-final. That's not the only screamer on the front page. Let's see the other one now. Mohammed Fashola on set to retain cabinet seats. That's Kachuku Aregbesola Adebayo Ambody likely to join. Ex-ministers likely to return. All of these are postulations. We don't seem to have a list yet, even though the Senate President Lawan assured there is a high possibility. He did not say definitively. He said there is a high possibility that the presidency will submit a ministerial list before Friday. It's already Thursday. Well, maybe the list will be coming out before the close of work today. Fingers crossed on that one. Who knows who's going to make it? Could be your uncle. You know how it is in Nigeria. All right, let's see what's at the top of the paper now. NJC to Buhari, confirm Mohammed as CJN. We also have Clark Oshoba clash over restructuring. We're yet to define exactly what we want with that. So many angles, so many ideas as to what restructuring is about. I do remember that the ruling party at some point set up a committee to review exactly what kind of restructuring we're looking at. We're yet to get back the feedback from that. What kind of restructuring will the presidency be pursuing, if he will be pursuing it? Restructuring, the favorite word in Nigeria, yet no clear definition as to how we're going to go about getting it started in the first place. Are we going to take that challenge? I don't see that happening anytime soon, but I'm always hopeful, like many Nigerians. All right, we go to the back page of the Nation newspaper. Now we have Ruga advocate, customs man and our sanity. That's a bit on editorial notebook by Benga Omotosho. That's him, the man smiling for you. Why is Yusuf not in jail? That's a question from Hardball. And there you have it. Hardball is asking, why is Yusuf not in jail? Who is Yusuf? Well, it seems he is a former assistant director in the Federal Civil Service who was sentenced to prison by the Court of Appeal for stealing about 24 billion naira from the police pension funds. He seems to be enjoying his freedom, and today somebody's asking, why is he not in jail? There's a song. If you ask me now who I go ask in the Nigerian parlance. You might want to go read that up so you know what's going on with that particular story. We're moving on now to this day newspaper. There seems to be a lot going on, but Super Eagles seem to be making most of the front page. They didn't get to this day newspaper, though. Let's see what the paper has. Senate may defer recess as ministerial list lands. Okay. Why the Nation actually is propositioning the possibility that some names might be coming back. Here they're saying ministerial list lands. That's it on your screen. Let me take it again for emphasis. Senate may defer recess as ministerial list lands. Industrialists urge Buhari to engage technocrats. President requests approval of 15 special advisor. Laji's going around now. The elections are over. It's time to eat the cake. The struggle is over. We're going to get juicy appointment all over the place. I mean, if you have somebody in the running, you'll be very excited to know that they are up there. But, I mean, hard work does pay. You see people struggling to, you know, get their principal into office. You think they're doing it from the largeness of their heart? Definitely not. They're looking for the gains. And this is the spoils of war, so to speak, in quotes now. All right, let's see what happens to the ministerial list as soon as it comes out. Ensure transparent remittance to FEC. Governors urge Mele Kyari, that's the new GND of the NNPC. A book for the president, a smiling President Buhari on the front page of this day newspaper. We hear this one is also trending. Defend Nigeria with your lives, Osinbajo tells military. Details of that is on page 6 of the paper. It's not too clear on your screen, but I'm helping you out with that. It's on page 6 if you would like to go read it up. You have to get the paper fast. Nigeria beat South Africa, moved into Nations Cup semi-final. It made it to the front page, unlike the Nation and the Punch, where it is the biggest thing with the pictures. They just a little prominent line for them. At the very top, Nigeria's debt grows to 24.947 trillion naira in the first quarter. External borrowing now $25.6 billion. Atiku decries rising debt profile. That's it. It's also captured in other papers this morning. Gulf of Guinea storm pushes oil prices to $66. For those interested in business stories, please go check it out on page 8 of the paper. Okay, let's see what's on the back now. Olusegun Adeni is here with us. He's talking about the restless professor at 60. Who might that be? There's a clue with a picture on the back page. If you're interested in that, go grab yourself a copy of the paper. You're watching Off the Press and Plus TV Africa. We're looking at the headlines in the papers so you can make sense of it. Maybe go see your vendor and choose which of these brands you would like to read the stories from. The Vanguard has this one: Nigeria's public debt now 24.9 trillion naira. That's DMO speaking. The story's inside on page 5. It has two riders. Stop borrowing. Find other ways of raising money. LCCI tells the federal government. I would say that is not such a bad advice. I personally have trouble owing a single person. So I can imagine us as a country owing so much money. LCCI is a body that knows a lot, and they're advising the federal government to stop borrowing. Current debt profile can drown Nigeria if borrowing continues. That's a presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar speaking, expressing his worries about the rising debt profile of Nigeria. Okay, let's see what's on the top one. And now we see this one. OPS expresses cautious optimism over AFCFTA. That's the free trade zone agreement that President Muhammadu Buhari signed in I think that should be Nigeria Republic now, over the weekend. That's been trading the benefits, the plus and the negative of it. You might want to go read that angle on it. It's on page 19 of the paper. We also have Ruga is a dangerous idea. Buhari was utterly wrong to mute it. Who is talking? That's Olu Fashion. And then Buhari endorses El-Rufai's report on restructuring. Oshoba, your language on advocates of restructuring. Shabby, Clark. Two elder statesmen not seeing eye to eye on the issue of restructuring. You might want to go read that one for yourself. AFCON, Nigeria flogs South Africa 2-1, zooms into semi-final. I wonder if we'd lost, how the headline will be. It will be in the front pages. We like to win as a nation, don't we? AFCON, Nigeria flogs South Africa 2-1, zooms into semi-final. Well, we can't shout the wins enough, so yeah, it's all over the pages. Let's see what's on this corner of the paper. The picture on the Vanguard has the debt profile graphics, if you want to see that. Domestic debt, quite huge by all standard. You have Rivers PDP to party elders. Don't push us too far. Rivers PDP to party elders, don't push us too far. What's brewing there now? Find details on page 12. Shiites, Senate wants culprits arrested. Reps one FG against another Boko Haram. They're thinking that they might spiral out of control if their leader is not released. There's been so many angles to this, but the highest court in the land has said, let this man go. I really cannot tell why he's still behind bars. Human rights is human rights. It doesn't matter who you are. Everybody has their human rights. So I'll join my voice to orders and ask that the federal government do the needful and allow, the rule of law to take its course, and then we can find other means to deal with this situation than this endless maiming of innocent people and destruction of properties with the consistency of the Shiite protest as it stands at the moment. We also have, we'll get list of ministerial nominees this week. Lawan, apparently it's already out, but we're yet to get a full confirmation that the list is with the Nigerian Senate. We're looking forward to that today and tomorrow. Let's see what happens. Governors decry continuous payment of subsidy by NNPC. That's the visit by the Nigerian Governors Forum to the new GMD. That's how they're capturing it on the Vanguard newspaper. You find details on page 11 of the paper. We'll get to our favorite Mr. and Mrs. Cartoon in a bit. Let's look at what's on the back, and that is sports on Vanguard. Super Eagles overcome VAR, beat Bafana 2-1. Senegal through to semi-finals after narrow win over Benin. Madagascar spirit soars as Tunisia beckon. Police arrest football officials over missing players' bonus. Details all inside of the paper. There's sort about Chukwueze winning. Chukwueze wins man of the match Egyptians party, sing songs in praise of eagles. There was actually one that I saw, the Mikel. They were singing about Mikel as the man, you know, and I couldn't help but retweet it on social media. I really love the singing and the praising of our very own. I mean, if one of us is receiving accolades, it's almost like we are receiving accolades, or don't you think so? All right, we have complete sports. I haven't forgotten the cartoon. We'll get to it in a bit, but let's just look at what's on complete sports this morning. Trust Ekong. Eagles showed great character. That's it on your screen. Happy for first Eagles goal. That's Chukwueze. It's a dream come true. This one says, Musa, patience was key. Still on the Super Eagles win. Let me see something else. Madrid re-enter Yema race. PSG ready to take £135 million for the forward. That's something for you. And we also have Okagbare chases history to Monaco rather, eyes Africa's first sub-22 seconds in the 200 meters. These are some stories. Raul Hale's Eagles says his men will be ready for CIV or Algeria in semis on Sunday. That's a man who is always behind his team. He never expresses doubt. I rarely see him, even when the Eagles are getting a lot of bashing in the media, you see him saying, let them be, my boys will go. I'm not too much of a sports fan, but I sure do like that man. All right, let's see what's on the front page of Vanguard now. That Mr. and Mrs. Cartoon, you know how we like it, right? I don't believe a wig cost as much as 250,000 naira. Mama twins bought one for 5,000 naira. The husband is speaking now. And then the wife responds, to some people, wig is like a load. To another, it's a fashion statement. Mama twins carries the wig on her head. I wear mine. You need to understand. You need to read that again to really understand what it's about. And that's how we're going to wrap things up this morning and off the press. I hope you had fun with me looking at the headlines. Please go grab a copy of the paper from your vendor. They do need to stay in business. We can't do everything online now, right? Thank you for watching. My name is Felicity Ezewike. To have a splendid day.